Derrick the Black Beast Lewis versus Sergei Pavlovich. And this is an interesting one here, AJ, because we have to take notice that these odds are actually flipped now, which is interesting. So Derrick Lewis, this was at open when I caught these odds. Minus 120 for Lewis, plus 105 for Pavlovich. Now they have flipped. And it is currently minus 125 for Pavlovich, plus 105 for Derrick Lewis. So basically disregard these odds right here, folks, because Pavlovich seems to be the man who is in the driver's seat here. That's a question mark right there, AJ. Look at the TKO prop for Derrick Lewis, plus 125, right? Of course. A knockout for Derrick Lewis, the man has how many of them? He has 21 of them in 26 wins. All right, obviously. Sergei Pavlovich, 12 knockouts and 15 wins. But look at his knockout prop is plus 130. So it's almost on par with Derrick Lewis's. Decision prop, both of them long shot. Submission prop, both of them long shot. Why do you think Sergei Pavlovich is getting this much love after 2 UFC fights? One with Maurice Mo Green, right, and Shamil Abdurakhimov. 2 dudes who don't have the most illustrious track record in the heavyweight division. Why is Pavlovich getting this love against Derrick Lewis?
If I had to guess, and this is complete, like, just because other than this, I don't really know. Is the fact that Derrick Lewis is fighting in Texas. It's almost a hometown thing kind of for him. And then if we've seen anything in the past, Derrick Lewis has rough luck in Texas. But I don't know, man. Because as much as I don't get me wrong, I do like Pavlovich. Very slick jab, power right hand, wild in the chaos. He's gonna have the reach advantage. There's these things we can talk about in Pavlovich, but it's all things Derrick Lewis has seen before and dealt with before, and not really doesn't give me concern when I think of Derrick Lewis in there. Now, the only thing that does give me concern is fighting inside of Texas. He's going to have all those extra nuances to the fight game, like Uncle Chell says. Hometown advantage is not a hometown advantage in the fight game. And maybe it's that. Other than that, I don't really see much. Do you, Derrick? What do you think? Why are they giving him so much love on this one?
I think my thought process, my theory behind this is that Derrick Lewis has recently lost 2 of his last 5 fights, right? One loss to Tai Tuivasa, which was, that was a back and forth fight, man. Yeah, ultimately war of attrition. Tuivasa didn't get knocked out when Lewis landed the big blows, came back with the elbow, dropped Lewis, right? And then you have to ask yourself, was it a knockout or was it too tired? I think his eyes rolled back. I think it was a knockout for Lewis, but either way. And then you get outpointed by Cyril Gane. So you're starting to see, Black Beast is losing a little bit. Okay, well, maybe Pavlovich is the guy. I just don't know why Pavlovich specifically is the guy. You look at the last 5 of Derrick Lewis: Alexei Oleinik, Curtis Blades, Cyril Gane, Chris Daukaus, Tai Tuivasa. You look at the last 5 of Sergei Pavlovich, you don't know any of them except Overeem, right? So he did fight Overeem, and he did get knocked out by Overeem, which is not really a good sign. And then you also have Mo Green and then Shamil Abdurakhimov. So like I said, I just don't really understand why they're choosing this specific individual to be the guy to just like upset Derrick Lewis, because we solidified it. We said it's Francis Ngannou, it's Stipe Miocic, right? But let's disregard Stipe because he hasn't fought in a while. Francis Ngannou, Cyril Gane, Derrick Lewis. Those are the top 3 in the heavyweight division right now. If Curtis Blades, who was beating up Derrick Lewis, couldn't inevitably get the win on the board, he got knocked out by Derrick Lewis. Curtis Blades, bro. Sergei Pavlovich, he's going to come in just because he's 15-1, you know what I mean? He's going to come in and just starts Lewis? I don't know. I just don't see it, right? So talk to me, brother. What have you seen from the film study on Sergei Pavlovich? He has a monster right hand. He goes to the well with that right hand. In both of his UFC fights that he's won, he has basically spammed the right hand to win. If that right hand doesn't work, Derrick Lewis has a right hand and a left hook and an uppercut and a knee and all the things, man. Flying switch kicks and all that. So talk to me, brother. What stood out to you?
Man, the one thing, like you said, power right hand, obviously, but also a very slick jab. A lot of people didn't really see the jab whenever the chaos is happening, the exchange is going down. He has this very slick, just like not necessarily a power jab, but it catches you. It catches you when you don't expect it. And that slick jab and him being wild in the chaos. So when the fight's going, the punches are being thrown. Pavlovich is crazy in there, man. He'll just start spamming stuff left and right, just going wild, leaving his chin up in the air. So it's a little concerning, but he has this kind of wild man mentality about him that he gets in there. And like I said, with that slick jab, power right hand, he can come across, he can hurt you, stun you with the jab, hurt you with the right cross, and then kind of get into some crazy shenanigans because he does like a brawl. That's the thing about this. He does like a brawl. And if anything, in the Tai Tuivasa fight, when the brawl started happening, Derrick Lewis kind of got the worst of it. Now, do I see that happening again? Not really. I mean, Derrick Lewis, I think he's going to come back. He's going to have, and what I like about Derrick Lewis in this fight, I was listening to his, obviously I love the X's and O's, the death touch, the explosiveness, the big jumps, all the stuff we were talking about before. But he's comfortable now, man. He was like, I trained with a new team, showing up to the gym early. He's cracking jokes. He's also giving compliments, man. He's in there. He's having fun. And I like that most about an athlete when they're in there and they're like, dude, fuck it. Like, I lost. I know I'm not the best, but I'm here to knock people out. And I'm here to have a great time. Hey, man, you got my vote on that one. What about you?
I mean, he got Knockout King tatted on the chest for a reason, bro. I've been hearing these weird things on Twitter, man. People saying that unless Derrick Lewis can knock Pavlovich out, it should be easy sledding for Pavlovich, easy decision victory. And I'm just like, I don't. Show me, like, when did Pavlovich become the guy? That's just my question, man. No disrespect to Sergei Pavlovich. He's a fun fighter. He's a fun fighter to watch. Dude got knockout power for sure. It's just, why are we disrespecting the Black Beast like that? That's all I'm gonna leave it at. So Derrick Lewis in his last fight against Tai Tuivasa, he did shoot, man. So do you expect him shooting against Pavlovich here?
I think so, man. I think he's gonna throw some crazy jumping thing, get him up against the fence and shoot just to prove he can. You know, I think it's one of those things you get a guy who's a knockout artist on top of you, especially with the weight of Derrick Lewis. It's a very scary situation. And if we go back to the Pavlovich versus Alexander Overeem fight, we saw once he was hurt and on the ground, he just covered up. Yeah. Just I'm good. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm good. I'm good right here. I'm not going to do anything else. And that's how Overeem got the win. I see the same kind of thing happening if he does get to the ground right here.
The thing about Derrick Lewis is that it's always full of surprises, man. He's a jokester, man. So he's always cracking jokes, not really taking it too seriously. But when he gets in the cage, man, there's no playing around. You have to respect Derrick Lewis for having number 5 next to his name and just being like, I'll fight anybody. Like, I don't care. Like, at this point, just whatever. You know what I mean? And in Texas again, okay, whatever. You know, yeah, I've been losing. I don't want to fight in Texas no more. And then you get another, hey, you want to fight in Texas? Fuck it, whatever. Why not? 50 G's, baby. Let's get it. So, listen, man, I think it's pretty plain, cut and dry, I guess I should say. The over and under on this fight is 1.5 rounds. And I'm taking the under. And I'm going Derrick Lewis, first round knockout. I'm going to call it simple as that, brother. How do you see this one playing out?
Derrick Lewis, first round knockout, man. It's pretty cut and dry, if you will. I think it's a Black Beast, brother. And as much as he is fighting in Texas, I think Texas, the great state of Texas, owes him one. Absolutely. I think he's going to get it on Saturday night.
And listen, no disrespect once again to Sergei Pavlovich. I do think he's very skilled. I just think that we're discounting Derrick Lewis for whatever reason. Now, if you can buy Derrick Lewis on discount in terms of wagers, you have to take that, right? Because how often are you seeing Derrick Lewis at, plus money? Like I said, on ESPN right now, plus 105. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, plus 125 for the TKO. I like it, right? Maybe it should be at minus money for both of these guys that somebody's getting knocked out. But, you take advantage when the odds makers kind of make some of these mistakes a little bit, right? So, Derrick Lewis for the win right there. Now...